Did you realize asking the question, what is it time for, will save you not only time, but also calories? As I was listening back to this week's episode on the Redeem for Time podcast, number 250, we were focusing on our summer habits and ways that we're paying attention to different areas of our life. And this week, I had Ashley Torian on to talk about wellness. And one of the things I noticed is that all three habits that she shared had something to do with time. Did you notice that as well? I will drop the link to the episode below so you can listen to it. But one of them was around knowing when it's time to eat and when it's not, based on your body's natural rhythms. Okay, now she explained from the time you get up until 2 p.m. is a window to eat. And from 2 to 5 is a window of not eating because your body needs to rest and digest. And then your last window of eating is between 5 and 7 p.m. Why? Because that's what keeps your body in alignment with its natural rhythms, and that's going to help you keep going on your goals. So paying attention to when it's time to eat and when it's not can actually save those calories. And she said that her clients lose 5 to 7 pounds in that first month. So as a time stewardship coach, my radar went up. I got to thinking, why is knowing what it's time for and what it's not time for so impactful on our wellness? And how does this apply to other areas of our life, like our business? And here's what I discovered. Okay, so thinking about wellness, let's be honest, between those hours of 2 and 5, we're often feeling a slump, right? So we have this like craving or urge to consume something crunchy or salty or sweet because it gives us that fix we're looking for. Except if we're honest, most of what we'd reach for inside of those hours between meal times are probably not the best choices, right? The chips, the chocolate, the sugary drinks. So knowing it's not time to eat between 2 and 5 is going to help us not go into the kitchen where those options are just a cabinet door away. And instead, we're going to focus on what it is time for. In the case of our wellness, Ashley mentioned resting, moving, or drinking water, which is actually going to move us towards our wellness goals rather than away, right? Now, that then is going to save you those calories that would only take you in the wrong direction. So, what would all of this look like if you were to apply the same principle of knowing what time it is to your work time, the time you're working on your business? Let's say that you set that same time from 2 to 5 p.m. each day to work on your business. Of course, that means it's not time to be wandering around the kitchen, right? But it's also not time to be doing a lot of other things, including checking your phone. Did you know that 52% of phone checks actually happen during work hours? Now, if you have a boss who's looking over your shoulder, they may keep you from giving into the temptation. But when you're the boss, how do you combat that sudden urge that comes up to go pick up your phone, scroll social, check your inbox again? By deciding ahead of time the answer to the question, what is it time for? Because if the answer is it's time to work on that project or it's time to follow up with that client, then you will put down your phone, or better yet, not pick it up in the first place, right? So what's the bigger payoff in all of this? Well, knowing what it's time for and what it's not time for is going to save you from wasting time on things that don't matter in the moment, right? That are going to take you in the wrong direction, no matter how much you think you want it in that moment, right? That means more of your time can go to what truly does matter. So you're actually going to see the fruit of it, whether that's in your wellness or whether that's in your business. Now, for those of us who want to justify it saying, I'm just going to check this one thing, or it'll just take a second. Did you know it takes your brain 20 minutes to regain full focus on what you were doing after being distracted? I don't know about you, but that is not time that I'm willing to throw around. In fact, just by setting clear boundaries on my work time, I found that I am working less hours because I'm getting the most out of my time because I'm not giving my time and attention away to other things. So, what about you? Do you know when it's time to eat and when it's not time to eat? And do you know when it's time for you to work on your business and when it's time to shut work off and go give your time and attention to something else? Wouldn't you agree that knowing what time it is would help you to not waste time, money, energy, or in this case, calories? For sure. And that is why I've opened up those spots I mentioned the other day for 15-minute CEO time audits, where together we are going to look at where your time is really going and what it's time for in the different parts of your day. So that way you can intentionally make the best use of it and build the life and the business that God has called you to. So if it would help save you time, would it be worth your 15 minutes? Now, I'm just going to say before any more time passes, there's like only one way to find out. Go grab a spot before they fill up at redeemhertime.com/audit. I'll drop that link down in the comments because it's important that you always know the answer to the question, what is it time for? And that there's meaning behind that answer.